Hi there. So I'm Raleigh Brown. This is yet another in a long series of curve flattening concerts, and Pennsylvania's getting ready to open up into the yellow phase. That's the caution light, and we'll see how that goes. That starts tonight at midnight, and I think people should still be awfully careful. So. There's my lovely wife Janice is here. We officially start when Burks says hedge. Raleigh I think hedge is how you say that in Swedish, I assume. Hi Michael, hi Deb, hi Tom Dietz. So today is, hey Dwight, today is Original Tunes Day, and these original tunes have been written over the course of 50 years. This first one was actually... Burke says it's hey. Well, who knew? It's a silent J, I guess. This first one was written in 1970. It was written 50 years ago, and it was written after Kent State. And I'll just mention, like when I was at Kent State in 1970, which was the last time the American military attacked American citizens, and it was a pretty big deal at the time. And of course, we were all traumatized. And there was a very strong community of us who became friends and stayed friends ever after. But that summer, after May 4th, about a month later, when we were allowed to return to the town, I moved back. And I was actually living above a pizza joint on the edge of the campus, which was great because you could just walk downstairs and order a pizza. But my friend Rusty once said, yeah, that room you were living in, that looked like a place where a junkie would go for his last fix. So just to give you a little flavor, a little local flavor. And I met and kind of fell in love with a woman, and she was living in this house over on DePeyster Street. And that house became a meeting point or a meeting place for many of us who had been kicked out of Kent after the shootings, the murders. And it kind of, I dubbed it the Brady Street Hotel. It was on the corner of DePeyster and Brady. And because all summer long, all our friends would come from Pittsburgh or New York, and they would stay with us. So it was like a hotel. We had a lot of fun there. We had a lot of good stuff and bad stuff. And I wrote this song about it eventually, and it's really kind of an ode to my many dear friends, like John Hubner, who is on here right now. And so here it is. It's called the Brady Street Hotel. Ring the golden bells of laughter, and ring 'em loud. Ring the chimes of music. The silence hangs here like a shroud. Checking out of the Brady Street Hotel. Know these empty rooms have served us well. Now pictures just keep drifting through my head, the happiness and sadness, and warm hours spent just talking in your bed. Checking out of the Brady Street Hotel. You know these empty rooms have served us well. We came here for the summer, now it's fall, all the parties and the madness. These rooms just smiled upon it all. But now no more the golden tolling bell. The time has come to bid this home farewell. So ring the golden bells of laughter, and ring 'em loud. Ring the chimes of music. The silence hangs here like a shroud. Checking out the Brady Street Hotel. So that's the Brady Street Hotel. We were right down the street on Brady Street was a school. It was off for the summer, but they never turned their bells off. So every so often we would hear a bell go off, and that's why that bell image is in there. So that song was written 50 years ago. This next song was actually written yesterday. So they're kind of the bookends to today's concert. And this song is about many things. One of the things it's about is the Tao, is the idea of the universe operating on a constantly transforming interplay of yin and yang, and how the world continues to change. Alan Arkin, in one of his audio presentations, said that at one point he sat down to decide what he wanted to write down all the statements that he could say were actually true. And at the end of the day, he had written and erased and written and erased, and finally he came up with just two things, and they were: there's no such thing as too much garlic, and everything changes. And in this case, everything changes is the theme. The song is called The Wheel Turns, and it's fresh and new and maybe not even complete, but I'm going to try and get through it here for you. These are the hardest times I've seen, like living in some horrid dream. We see the darkest hearts of men. The wheel has turned towards hate again. Our fathers, they fought a bitter war to keep the fascists from our door. But now they've crept into our den, wrapped in a flag, they've come again. The wheel must turn, the winds must shift, night turns to day, and clouds will lift. This is the way that the world has always gone, as the hands of time keep moving on, as the hands of time keep moving on. But this wheel, it does not turn alone. There are some seeds that must be sown. The cosmic wheel just will not start until the wheel turns in our heart, until the wheel turns in your heart. And even then, I think you'll see this cannot happen silently. The people's voices must return, and the wheel may speed its turn. So raise your voice and make it heard. The time has come to spread the word. There's something larger, something real, when we are merging with the wheel. The wheel will turn and the winds will shift. Night turns to day and clouds will lift. This is the way the world has always gone, as the hands of time keep moving on, as the hands of time keep moving on. So just a little afterward about that. One of the things that made me write that was listening to Ezra Klein talk to, I forget who it was, an economist, about the power of peer pressure and how peer pressure is a great driver of social change. And I was thinking about how in the last 3 years, just the peer pressure around the idea of common decency has just not been there, maybe because of technology, because of manipulation of various kinds. And when our voices are all raised in the interests of common decency, then that's what helps the wheel turn and move on to the next phase, I hope. Okay, that's all the preaching for today. I try not to preach on here, but you know, we have our moments where you just gotta say what you gotta say, okay? So here's an instrumental for you. It's named after one of my little dogs, who is now long gone. He wasn't really little. He was about 60 pounds, but his name was Django, and he was named after the famous gypsy jazz guitarist. And of course, Django is a kind of diminutive, or it's a nickname, and there's a certain whimsical quality to it, and Django the dog had that whimsical quality, and this is it. So it's called Djangos Ball. It was about Django's ball that he would chase and bring back. So that's Djangos Ball. And this is in addition to being all originals. If you get all originals from me, you're probably going to get some dog-related stuff, because it's kind of the way I am. And so this last song is a dog song too. So Brady Street Hotel was written in 1970. The Wheel Turns was written yesterday. Djangos Ball was probably written about 10 years ago. And this song was written maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it's actually the made-for-TV movie of Suki the dog, our current dog who we adopted. Let me take a second and say hi to people. Hey, Andreas. Hi, Bunny. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Linda Mintz. I know Ann Mintz. I think I saw on here. Ann Mintz is my real life, one of my best friends. Sue Truman, hi. Are you out on the West Coast somewhere? Bob Walker, hey, you guys. Gene Galligan, a nice crowd today. John, Carol Pred, an old high school friend. Kate Fordresher, that means maybe Jim Moore is listening too. This is kind of interesting because this is a whole bunch of people listening today who were part of that community, whether they were actually from Kent or not, but part of that community of friends that grew up around the Kent State murders, around my life in Kent at that time. So nice to see you all here. Hi, John McCarthy. Anyhow, time is moving on, and we got to get going here. So this song is called Two Old Dogs, and if you were the made-for-TV movie of the life of Suki the dog and me, I'm the other old dog. And a lot of this stuff is true, but some of it is not. I mostly travel solo. It's a burden I bear, out alone on the highway, just trying to get somewhere. My wife would like to come with me, but we just talk on the phone. We never travel together, 'cause we can't leave the dog alone. She loves to go on vacation. That's my wife, not the dog. Up the coast to New England, living high on the hog. Well, I could kill for some lobster. My friends think I'm insane, 'cause it's home in the backyard where me and the dog remain. Now she came with some issues. That's the dog, not my wife. Took a bullet in her young years. She was cut with a knife. They couldn't break her spirit, so they called her a cur. 'Cause when someone got bloody, she made sure it was them and not her. So they gave up on her, left her tied to a tree, where two honky-tonk angels picked her up, brought her to me. She checked me over, guess she thought I would do. And I made her a promise, from then on her hard times were through. She's got one ear that's tattered, there's a scar on her jaw, and it's best not to cross her, 'cause she'll lay down the law. She's the perfect companion for an old dog like me, and I try to live up to the man she hoped I would be. She's a perfect companion for an old dog like me. So that's the show for today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for coming out and listening. I will be back, what's today, Thursday? I'll be back Saturday at 3 p.m. In the meantime, my buddy Alex Bevan will be doing a concert tomorrow, Friday, at 3:30 p.m. And I think that's the other one, and it's too soon to mention it, but I'll mention it anyhow. My friends Cozy Sheridan and Charlie Koch do a concert every Tuesday morning at 10:30, and that's a wonderful concert to go listen to. Cozy, who's a great songwriter, was one of the people who urged me to do my new song, even though it's a little green yet. Okay? So you guys take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe, stay sane. If you get cranky, take a nap, and be good. Whatever that means. Bye-bye.